And what we find is that there is strong positive association between remote work and fertility. And the mechanism is very intuitive. We find that remote work helps parents to manage their time at home and at work more flexibly.
My name is Cevat Giray Aksoy, and my research is in labor economics and political economics.
So globally, what we see is that fertility rates have been on the decline over the last 3 decades. This is true for both developed countries and many of the emerging countries. I think the only exception is Sub-Saharan Africa and some of the Central Asian countries. What we see is that in many of the developed and emerging markets, fertility rates are now below the replacement rate of 2.1 children per woman. And this has a lot of negative implications for labor markets, economic growth, innovation, but also for public finance, because young people tend to finance older generations. Since 2021, we have been collecting data on remote work levels and preferences in about 40 countries. And in the last year's survey, we had a specific model on fertility levels and preferences since the pandemic. And what we find is that there is strong positive association between remote work and fertility. And the mechanism is very intuitive. We find that remote work helps parents to manage their time at home and at work more flexibly. And they can be at home when needed, and they can do their work. But then we find that when both parents work from home at least once a day, the effect is the largest. What we know in our data is that there is quite a bit of variation in terms of remote work levels around the countries. There are several reasons explaining these differences. But what we also find that in the literature, remote work doesn't necessarily hurt productivity. And this is the main concern for many firms and many countries where they don't support remote work and flexible work. And many of these countries actually also face low fertility rates. So my suggestion would be for governments to look closer into the relationship between remote work and flexible work, and then how that may interact with birth rates, and then implement such policies that parents can actually work more flexibly while continue being attached to the labor market.